it's all about the clap back. Get your boss whack, premieres funeral on Snapchat. You now tuned into the bag.
What's good, y'all? Fisk Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fisk unit while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Listen. Shout out to everybody showing love on the new channel, General Fisk, man. We getting it popping. You know what I'm saying? Different channel, same content. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it popping, man. I want to talk about Carson Wentz and Daniel Jones. Okay, and I'm going to throw Lamar Jackson in there a little bit because something has to be said about front offices ruining quarterbacks, ruining the development of quarterbacks. A quarterback is only as good as the talent around him. Okay, I'm sorry. Either you need to have a mean scheme like Kyle Shanahan, or you gotta have talent. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have talent. You can't just throw these wide receivers on the field and just expect your quarterback to make them look like Jerry Rice. Life don't work like that. You can say what you want to about Tom Brady, but Julian Edelman is good. He's even doing it with Cam, and he's running different routes. Everybody said, oh, Julian Edelman's only a slot guy. He only works with Tom Brady. Ask Seattle if Julian Edelman's only a slot guy who works with Tom Brady. Julian Edelman ate up the Seahawk defense when they was a LOB running slot routes with Brady. Now he ate them up running vertical routes with Cam Newton. Wes Welker, Hall of Famer. He was good at Miami before he even went to New England. Then he went to Peyton Manning and caught 13 touchdowns. So, you know, this whole and then Gronk might be the greatest tight end ever. So this whole notion that Tom Brady's never had weapons is a fallacy. They fit his scheme perfectly. They were pretty talented. Now, I look at somebody like a Donovan McNabb, and imagine what McNabb could have done if he had T.O. his whole career. You feel me? You need help. You need talent. I look at Deshaun Watson, for example. The first excuse they give Deshaun Watson is he doesn't have a number one receiver. He lost DeAndre Hopkins. How much better would he be if he had DeAndre Hopkins? That's the first excuse they give him. And then you look at Josh Allen in Buffalo. He gets Stephon Diggs like how great he is. Didn't even know the boy could throw. He gets Stephon Diggs, and he's been one of those accurate quarterbacks in the league, except for on some of the random deep throws. Then, look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray gets DeAndre Hopkins, and all of a sudden, y'all think he's an MVP candidate. And then you look at the flip side of that, and you look at a guy like Carson Wentz. When Carson Wentz had weapons 3 years ago, he was an MVP candidate. When Alshon was in his prime, Zach Ertz was a little bit younger. When he had Torrey Smith in his prime. When Carson Wentz had weapons in their prime, Nelson Aguilar was serviceable. When he had his weapons out there, Carson Wentz looked like an MVP candidate. How's Carson Wentz looked the past 2 years when the weapons ain't available? Or the weapons are washed? How does he look? Doesn't look too good. Has Carson Wentz regressed, or has Carson Wentz's talent regressed? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. I look at my guy Daniel Jones, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this kid had 5 touchdown games, 4 touchdown games when Golden Tate and Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard, when they were all at least healthy and playing. He had some pretty good games. And then on top of that, I honestly just think Pat Shurmur's scheme is gold. Pat Shurmur's scheme is money in the bank, because let's call a spade here. We just saw Thursday Night Football with some guy named Rypien or Thinpin, whatever that biscuit. I don't know what the dude quarterback in Denver name is. He looked good throwing to some random I never heard of named Tim Patrick. That's like the 5th string wide receiver in Denver. He throwing to some guy named Tim Patrick and a rookie in Jerry Jeudy. Maybe Pat Shermer's scheme is just that good. Maybe I need to put Pat Shermer in the Kyle Shanahan category, where if he's calling your plays, you're gonna put up numbers. But I'm looking at Daniel Jones now, and I'm like, okay, now he's running a system in Jason Garrett that relies on wide receivers getting down the field, beating one-on-one coverage. And now he looks like garbage because Darius Slayton is being bracketed it, and the unknown randoms that's on the left side can't get open. Golden Tate is a slot receiver. He's not supposed to be on the outside beating coverage. The rest of these dudes are like undrafted free agents who I've never even heard of. I heard of Benjamin Victor. I heard of Austin Mack. But that ain't who Daniel Jones throwing to. I don't know who these other dudes is that he throwing to. And then you look at a guy like Lamar Jackson, and I'm sitting back thinking to myself, how much better would Lamar Jackson be if they just would have signed Antonio Brown? You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I said it a million times. For my fantasy team, I didn't want Antonio Brown on the Ravens for fantasy reasons, because I'm sitting back like, I honestly just want Antonio Brown to go to a team like the Eagles or the Giants, where he'll just get force-fed the ball all game. It's not a run-first team. If he goes to the Ravens, he'll be good for Lamar Jackson. He won't drop balls like Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown did. But at the same time, it's like they're a run-first team. I want him to go to a team that can't run a ball and is going to throw a ball 40 times a game. But from a reality standpoint, from a football standpoint, he would be better off in Baltimore, helping that boy Lamar Jackson. Everybody said Lamar Jackson can't throw. I ask you, outside of Hollywood Brown, name a receiver. Name a competent receiver on the Ravens outside of Hollywood Brown. And Hollywood Brown is nothing but a Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek Hill. You can't make a living if that's your number one receiver. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes is a different category because he has number one, he has freaking McCole Hardman out there. He's got Sammy Watkins. He's got Travis Kelce. And he's got Andy Reid. Andy Reid is in that Pat Shermer, Kyle Shanahan. He's in that category where if he's calling your plays, magical things are going to happen. So I just think people need to stop blaming offensive lines. Stop blaming quarterbacks. If your quarterback ain't got no talent, give him a break. Give Carson Wentz a break. Give Daniel Jones a break. Give Lamar Jackson a break. I'm a little less inclined to give Watson a break because my whole thing with Watson is, bro, they went out and got Randall Cobb, who's one of the best slot receivers in the league. They gave him 30, 40 million. Then they went out and got you Brandon Cooks, who's making like almost 17 million a year. Brandon Cooks just had like 1,400 yards for the Rams like a year ago. He had a bad year last year because of the concussions, but Brandon Cooks has been a number one receiver for Breeze, Jared Goff, and Tom Brady. So, and then Will Fuller's not bad. Will Fuller was nice when you had Hopkins. So I'm just looking at it from my whole situation with Deshaun Watson is, as a Giants fans, a lot of Eagle fans rock with me because my content bleeds over to their stuff. Any Eagle fan watching this video right now will sell their soul to have Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, and Randall Cobb on the Eagles right now. They sell their dang on soul. I know as a Giants fan, I give my left hand to have Randall Cobb and Cooks and Will Fuller on the Giants. So my whole issue with Deshaun is you need to play better. Period. So, you know, I just wanted to do this video, y'all, because when Carson Wentz had prime Alshon and prime Torrey Smith, he was an MVP candidate. Now look at him. Look at Joe Burrow. You think Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow was a rookie on the Eagles right now, you think he'd be nice? No. If Joe Burrow was a rookie on the Giants right now, you think he would be nice? No. But when you go into a team that got Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, AJ Green, Joe Mixon, what do you expect to happen? Tyler Boyd. So, you know, I mean, my gosh, man, weapons make the world go round. Baker Mayfield barely looked good with the weapons he got. Could you imagine if Baker Mayfield was on the Eagles or the Giants or the Ravens? Baker Mayfield would be garbage. He could barely get the ball to Odell and Landry. Could you imagine if he had bums out there? Put some respect on these wide receivers' names, man. They matter. But that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you rockin' with me. My name is Fisk Vegas, and I approve this message.